Okay, this video is to introduce you to the adjusting process. So, this is the adjusting process in accounting. This chapter comes after you learn your debits and credits, and in the last chapter you were making debits and credits or journal entries each time a transaction happened. In this chapter, you're going to wait until the end of the period, and then you're going to look and you're going to say, are there any events that happened that need to be updated in my accounts that I have not yet already accounted for? So some examples of this may be if you performed some services but did not yet get the money, you might not have recorded it because you didn't get the money yet. So you would go in there and say, hey, I did some work. Somebody owes me some money. So you would make an entry that said accounts receivable and fees earned. And that would be an adjusting journal entry because you're making it at the end of the month to show that somebody owes you money because you've done some work. Another example would be the supplies entry. This is something you've already done. When you first purchased supplies, you would have debited your supplies and you would have credited cash or accounts payable. That's not your journal entry, your adjusting journal entry. Instead, your adjusting journal entry would happen at the end of the month when you said, hey, I haven't accounted for it, but I've used up some of those supplies. So at the end of the period, you might come in there and say, I've used up a portion of those supplies, so let me debit supplies expense and reduce my supplies. Another example may be if you had unearned revenue. During the month, whenever you received the money, you would have said, cash, I got the money, and you would have credited unearned revenue, saying that you had gotten some money that you had not yet worked for. That's not your adjusting journal entry because in that one you have cash, but instead your adjusting journal entry would come at the end of the month when you said, hey, I actually did some of that work now. Let me show that I, for example, have earned half of that work. So then you would make a journal entry and you would reduce your unearned revenue and you would actually put it into revenue or fees earned because now you have done the work. So this is an example of some of the things that you'll be making adjusting journal entries for. And you'll be using percents or periods or days of the month in order to calculate exactly how much you do it. But this is the overall picture of what your adjusting journal entries may look like.